everybody, it's Anna Thomas with Voices for Utah Children, again, chatting with you today about juvenile justice reform in Utah. Maybe helping you understand a little bit why we advocate for the reforms that we do and why we support the policies that we support in the juvenile justice arena. So the guiding question that we always ask ourselves at Voices for Utah Children is basically, is it good for kids? And, you know, there are times when we find out through research that things that we had been doing aren't actually helping in the way that we thought they would, and they might actually be causing damage for children. And that's kind of the case with Utah's juvenile justice system. About 2016, 2017, the state leaders here undertook a really serious effort to look at whether Utah's juvenile justice system was working well for kids, whether it was having positive or negative impacts, and frankly, if we were using our tax dollars in the best way to help kids who engage in misconduct. So lots of interesting things, hold on, gotta give chicken his food. Lots of interesting things came out of that research. A really important thing that we found at the time was that Utah was spending a lot of money and energy giving high-level penalties to low-level kids. And one thing that the research shows currently is that if you over-punish kids, and if you mix low-level offending kids with serious high-level offending kids, the outcomes are really, really bad for most kids, as opposed to when you have, you know, an appropriate level of intervention to get them on the right path again. So there were changes made in law to sort of restructure how young people were held accountable for their misconduct. And that was to reflect better what we understood from the best information and resources that we have to date. Another thing that we found out too is that a lot of kids who act out and engage in misconduct are honestly dealing with some sort of underlying issue that unless that is dealt with, the misconduct won't stop. So, for example, kids may be not having access to food at home. They may not have a home. They may be dealing with a sexual abuse situation. And these things are causing a lot of kids to act out. So our Juvenile Justice Services Agency did a lot of work to restructure how they serve kids and families so that kids didn't have to get in trouble and get sent to court in order to get access to the services that will really help them, like substance abuse treatment or counseling or, you know, some kind of family interventions. So these are the kind of changes that we supported because we had learned that our old way of doing things, punishing kids, trying to scare them straight, was largely ineffective. Not a good use of money, not really helping all the kids in the ways that we had hoped. And so change was necessary, and we support those changes. And Utah has actually been recognized nationally by other states as being a leader in implementing like evidence-based best practice policies when it comes to juvenile justice. And I think that's a lot for us to be proud of, actually. And if you'd like to find out more, you can visit our website at utahchildren.org. There's also great information available on the website of the Commission on Criminal and Juvenile Justice. They track all the impacts each year from these changes, and it's pretty impressive. But just know that, you know, the reason that we take those positions is because we sincerely believe, based on the research that we've reviewed, the leading information of the day, that this offers better outcomes and opportunities for kids in Utah than the status quo and what we've been doing before that we've learned is producing outcomes that aren't great, and not helping our kids in the way that we want. So thanks for listening. Hope that clears up a few things for you.